Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well. I wanted to hop on and do my weekly Facebook Lives. So today we're talking a bit about, are you asking for the sale too early? And some people may have varying opinions about this, but one of the things that came up in a sales funnel audit that I did recently was that I noticed when I quickly looked at the sequence, like one of the first things that I noticed was that this particular person, this particular business owner, they were asking for the sale too early, because what they were doing is they were compressing multiple decisions into one call to action. So what do I mean by this? So if at the end of your sequence, or whatever point throughout the sequence, you're asking if you're providing a service, or let's say if you're providing a service, let's just use this as an example because it's the example that I'm referring to, or referencing to rather. So you're asking them to book a call. When someone books a call with you, it's not just one decision. There needs to be multiple decisions that get them to that point where they're like, okay, I want to book this call, right? So it's deciding if this is relevant to them. It's also deciding and they're also asking themselves, do I trust this? And they're also asking, is this going to be worth my time? And am I ready to invest the time and energy that this is going to require, right? So there's several decisions that happen behind one button. So here's the thing. Whenever you see a page that has maybe an opt-in, something that's free, that doesn't require them to not require them to pay any money, that's not the financial, there's not the financial exchange. Generally, you'll see that there's some text about the particular gift, the offer, whatever the case is. And then at the bottom, there is the opportunity for them to go ahead and put in their name and their email address. And then in exchange, you're going to get this particular valuable piece of content. Hopefully it's valuable. So with that, you would realize that, okay, if the text does a really good job, then people are going to opt in, right? But then if it's going to require a bit of financial investment, or a bit more investment than just their time, let's just use that angle, there's going to be multiple call to actions, because in reading that sales page, there's going to be many decisions, many small decisions that are going to lead to them actually saying, okay, you know what, I'm going to buy, I'm going to book now, I'm going to do the thing that's going to require some level of investment from me. And there's going to be an investment regardless. If you're providing something truly of value and think that's going to, you're providing them with a solution that's going to help them change the trajectory of their life in whatever capacity that looks like, right? So ask yourself, am I compressing multiple decisions into one call to action? If you're doing that, you're going to find it extremely difficult to be able to take someone from awareness to conversion. And of course, this is not a linear thing by any stretch, but it's really understanding what are happening at each of these stages and being very proactive about how you're mapping out those touch points, what those touch points do, and are you being able to nurture trust in a very meaningful and in a meaningful way, not only just then in that one-on-one interaction or that one-off interaction, but continually build trust moving forward, right? So it's not just like, okay, I'm going to just build trust now and then you never have to build trust again, right? It's something that's continual. And just think about your marketing message and all the communications that you've created, or even the content that you're creating. It's an ongoing conversation. And what does that conversation lead to, right? What does that conversation require of them? What decisions does your conversation require of them to make, right? So there needs to be multiple decisions, sometimes smaller decisions that need to be made. So don't compress all multiple decisions into one thing. Ultimately, that's what I'm saying, right? So booking a call is just one decision, right? What it is that you're asked. So I want you to just take a step back and think, what decision am I asking them to make when I put that call to action? What other decisions need to be made before they can feel confident in doing that particular thing that you've asked them to do, right? So booking a call isn't one decision. It's deciding, right? It's deciding, is this relevant? Do I trust this? Is this going to be worth my time? am I going to be ready to invest time and energy into this, right? So there's several decisions that happen behind one button, right? Or in one ask. So even if you're like asking, if you have a sequence or you have content that you're sending out through your email list or even your text message list, ask yourself, what decisions do they have to make before they take this one step that I'm asking them to take, and that they will do this step in its completion, right? So it's one thing for someone to click that call to action button, that buy now button, that book now button, but then for them to actually see it through and actually show up, right? So there's several decisions that happen behind that button, and you need to ask yourself, what are those decisions, right? What are those decisions before you go ahead and put that like piece of content out there? What other decisions need to happen before this person will see this through completion, right? And if you're not able to understand what that looks like, feel free to reach out to me. I do have a few spots for, I had shared on Saturday. Is this Saturday? Yes, the days of the week or so. Yeah, on Saturday that I have some spots open for a Fix Your Funnel session. If this is something that's of interest to you, I'll actually put it down below and you can take a look at it and you can book one if that makes sense for you. So I will leave it at that. And if you have any other questions about optimizing your sales funnel, feel free to reach out to me or leave them in the comment section. And if you're watching on the replay and you've made it this far, thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye now.